Everyone wants to be the main character of a movie. They want to be the cool guy when it comes to running a business. I call it main character syndrome, and a lot of people suffer from it when they're thinking about starting a business, or better yet, which business they're thinking about starting. They really picture themselves running an exciting, sexy, top dog, top G, fun business, selling private jets, selling yachts, drop shipping from the beach, buying big real estate deals, telling everybody, I own that big building. They picture themselves smoking a cigar in the back of a limousine while wearing a suit, right? That's what they picture. But so many people come up short when it comes to these ideas. In this social media-induced world, so many people come up short when they're going after these fun, exciting businesses. They get stuck in the idea of what their business should be or what it will look like, as opposed to actually looking for real opportunities. The biggest opportunities, business opportunities right now, you're trying to find a business idea, the biggest business ideas are not the exciting sunglass ideas. It is the boring businesses. Why don't people start them? Well, because they're not exciting. It's not exciting running a laundromat. It's not exciting owning an insurance agency. It's not exciting owning an excavating company, owning a contracting business, owning a swimming pool cleaning company, a cleaning company. You go down the list of all these contracting businesses, service businesses. You can make a ton of money in them, but they're not exciting. When you go home for Christmas, I have my Christmas tree behind me. We're still going to put it up. But when you go home for Christmas and you tell somebody you started a cleaning company, no one's going to ask you a follow-up question. They're not going to think that it's exciting, but that's okay because you can make a ton of money. Often where the business is more boring than the other one, there's more opportunity and there's more money in that business because you're not competing against everybody else because so many people don't see it. So how do you find a boring business opportunity? How do you find a business opportunity that actually has way more opportunity than these exciting ones? Well, the first thing you need to do, I'm going to give you 3 things that you need to do today. And if you actually implement these things and you actually do these things, you will find a great business idea and you probably will start making tons of money. You just have to do these 3 things. Number 1, you need to open your eyes to the world as it is, not as it should be. Think of a grocery store. Let's say you're working at a grocery store. Think of all the businesses that interact with that grocery store, right? Who puts the bread on the shelves? Who installed the shelves that the bread could go on? Who created the signage and the marketing? How did the graphic, the big Kroger sign or the big Walmart sign, how did it get on the wall? Who manages the lights in the store? Who manages the social media? Who provided the employees with their uniforms? Who collects the trash? Who insures the store? Who maintains the parking lot, reseals the asphalt? Who mows the common areas? You start answering the questions to you start answering these questions, you're going to find business ideas. Just in your job, whatever job you're at, if you're working for Amazon, if you're working for anybody, if you're a server, it doesn't matter. And you're saying, hey, I want to start a business. I don't know which one to start. Start looking around where you're at right now. It's easy. Start asking questions. How'd that get there? You're a server. How did we get the table there? Who's the table company? Like, how did they produce that? What happened? How does Chili's franchises work? You would say you're working at Chili's. I don't know. But you can start asking questions and you're going to find a ton of business ideas. So from those questions are going to be business ideas. What you need to do is you need to buy a little tiny notebook. I don't have one with me, but I always usually carry one around. A little tiny notebook. And what you're going to do is throughout the day, you're going to write down answers to those questions, which are business ideas, right? Who maintains the parking lot? Asphalt resealing company. Okay, boom, you write that down. You start writing down these businesses, and over a span of a week, every place that you interact with, you go to the coffee shop, start asking the same questions, writing them down. How did the coffee shop get their cups? Who cleans the coffee shop? Who puts on the roof? Just start asking these questions, putting down these business ideas, and you're going to have a list of probably 100 to 200 business ideas. Once you have those business ideas, you need to chart them. And what that means is each business idea, when I do this throughout my daily life, I chart business ideas on 6 categories. And I chart them between 1 and 5. 1 means it's very unattainable that this fits that category, and 5 being that it's very attainable. This is a really good score in that category. Okay, so we have 6 categories. You're rating them 1 through 5. Number 1, startup cost. How expensive is it for me to start this business? 1 means I do not have the resources to start this business. It means it might cost $300. Like I did a trampoline park video on my channel. It costs like $250,000 just to get the down payment on the loan for this business. So obviously that's very unattainable for a lot of people. Some people that may be attainable, so that might have a higher score. Low score if it's unattainable, high score if it is attainable. Next thing is expertise, right? I mentioned a roofing company. Who puts the roof on Starbucks? Well, if you don't know how to roof and you don't have the expertise to do it, then that would probably be a low score. If you don't know how to do electrical work, HVAC work, it's going to take you a number of years to get that trade. Not saying it's impossible, but for right now, you're wanting to start a business within the next 6 months, that would be unattainable. And now if it's something easy that you could learn very quickly, that would be a 5. It's very attainable. The next thing is lifestyle fit. A lot of people don't think about this when they start a business. They're like, hey, I'm just going to start a business. I don't care what my life changes. I don't care if I have to work 20 hours a week. It's better than working for my boss who's a jerk. I would rather work 20 hours a week. I agree with you. I was at that point before I started my business. But be patient and pick the right business idea so it fits your lifestyle down the road. Maybe you're like, hey, I don't want to be away from my family for 6 days in a row. Well, make sure that that's a low score. So you need to define what you want your life to look like down the road and make sure that those businesses fit what you're wanting. So a low score would be, hey, this doesn't fit what I want. Right? I'm going to be gone from my family for 3 months at a time. Or number 5, hey, I'm going to be able to work from home so I can be around my family all the time. So the next category is reoccurring revenue. So this category is a very disciplined category in my opinion because so many businesses do not have reoccurring revenue. You're going to try to find a business that has somewhat reoccurring revenue, right? So I always say service-based, like I would say pest control, right? Pest control, you pay a monthly fee. They go around and spray your house. Swimming pool cleaning is another one that has reoccurring revenue. An example of a non-reoccurring revenue business is a roofing company. You roof a house, you're probably not going to touch that roof again for another 20 to 30 years, okay? So it's not reoccurring revenue. You're doing it today and you ain't going to get anything tomorrow, okay? So make sure that the high score is reoccurring revenue, low score is non-reoccurring revenue. The 5th thing here is scalability. Is there a possibility that you can scale this business past you and maybe 2 or 3 other employees? Can you scale this to a 20, 40, 50, 100 employee business? Can this be scaled? Is there other businesses like the business you're going to start that have been scaled out and where the owner is making a ton of money? This basically says, hey, don't waste your time starting a business where it has a ceiling of only making 200 to 300 grand a year. Make sure that the ceiling is high enough that it's worth you starting this business and spending your time on. High score means it can be easily scaled. A low score means that it's almost impossible. If not, there's nobody else in the industry that has scaled this business, okay? Number 6, the final one here, which is, in my opinion, is one of the most important ones, is can the business be sold? What that means is there's a lot of businesses that can't be sold. Think of a roofing company. A small roofing company that basically has word-of-mouth referrals is going to be sold for pretty much whatever the equipment is or a little bit of goodwill. But to be honest, there's no recurring revenue. So how do I know that the phone's going to continue to ring and people are going to still do business with me if the name changes or if there's a new owner, right? But a swimming pool company, a cleaning company that has a dedicated route of over 300, 400 pools, well, there's a good chance that when you buy that business, those pools are going to stay there. So that business can be sold more than the roofing company. Even though the revenue of the roofing company could be so much more, the profit could be more, the swimming pool company could have less profit and actually sell for more money than the roofing company because of the recurring revenue. So looking up, the best way to do this is whatever business you're thinking about starting, look up, is there other businesses like that for sale? Let's provide an example. Asphalt ceiling company for sale, right? What's the sale price? What are they going for? What's it look like? You can easily Google this and find this out. So if there's a business that's not really selling for that much, like a food truck, right? You're basically selling the food truck itself. You're not selling the business because there's not much value there unless it's been scaled out to like 20 food trucks. Well, then at that point, you would probably give this a low score. So a high score means the business can be easily sold. Okay, so once you're rating these businesses, you rate those 100 businesses. Let's say you wrote down 100 businesses, you rated them in your chart, and then you start totaling the chart. The businesses with the highest score are the businesses that there's probably a good opportunity there for you to start. Okay, that means it fits the things that you're looking for. So many people, they do not judge their business ideas. They just kind of fall into them. Well, you shouldn't fall into your business ideas. You should know with a shadow of a doubt that this is what you want, that this fits your mold. Be picky, be choosy about the business that you want to start. Number 3 here, after you've charted those things, and let's say that there's businesses that you want to start, but you just don't know. You don't know which one to pull the trigger on. Reach out to owners locally in your community and either tell them about the business that you're planning on starting and ask them if they want to give advice. So many people will give you advice and you don't have to pay for it. So many owners want to sit down with you, even locally, say, hey, I'm in your local town. I'm thinking about starting this business. Like, I just didn't know if this is a good opportunity. Do you think this is a good opportunity? Do you think of any other business ideas that I could potentially start? You start asking these guys questions, they will want to help you. They'll probably even potentially reach out to you, help you get your first client. Or they'll tell you about an opportunity that you never really thought of. That's the biggest thing. If you sit down with 10 business owners that are somewhat prominent in your community, and you can get a meeting with them, call them and say, hey, I'm a young guy, I'm trying to start a business, or hey, I'm going to pick your brain, see if this is a good business idea because you're another local business owner in the community. You sit down with these guys, you call them and you sit down with them, you will find either another business opportunity or they will solidify your business that you're planning on starting. So do these 3 things and you will find your business idea, but don't get sucked into today's social media of, hey, let's be the top G that is smoking cigars and starting businesses and doing all this fun, crazy stuff. They're selling the image of themselves. They're not selling the image of actual success and actual opportunity. The honest truth is, hey, take the shades off. Let's get into what is actually going on in the marketplace. How can we actually make money? How can we actually make profits? It's not about the smoke and the mirrors. Get past the smoke and get to the real meat of what business is. And it's really on the boring side. So if you like today's video, hit like and subscribe. I post content almost every single day about business, money, and entrepreneurship. Thanks.